Hey, how's it going guys? My name is Ray. Over the next few weeks, I'm gonna help you guys explore your pasta options. In the past, I've already made a lot of pasta recipe videos, but those are all very traditional pasta, something that you can find in any restaurant and cafes. So over the next few weeks, I've decided to show you guys some of the quirkier options, some pasta recipes that I believe not really common yet. So anyways, today I'm gonna start with a chicken Parmigiana inspired pasta. Let's cook!
So first we're gonna start by making some Parmesan crisps. All you have to do is just to lay down a layer of grated Parmesan cheese on a baking tray lined with baking paper and just pop it into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes. Next, heat up a pan over medium heat, and when the pan is still a little bit cold, you can start putting in your bacon. Then we just have to fry our bacon until super crispy, flipping every minute. By putting the bacon early like this, it gives us the chance to render the bacon fat as much as possible, leaving the bacon super crispy. And when your bacon is crispy to your liking, just remove it from the pan, shake off any excess oil, and just leave it on the plate until needed. And when cooking the second batch of bacon, just lower the heat down to low, because the pan is usually already hot enough. In the meantime, we can start preparing our chicken, which is really simple. Just season it with some salt and black pepper. Make sure you cover both sides evenly. I'm using skin on chicken breast today. I just feel that cooking chicken breast on skin will result in more moist and flavorful chicken breast. Now you might be thinking, where's the chicken schnitzel in this recipe? And to be honest, there is none. But hear me out. My reason being, if I want to put chicken schnitzel in this recipe, I can put it in the sauce or on top. Putting it in the sauce would result in soggy chicken anyway, so it wouldn't do the pasta justice in the end. If I put it on top, it wouldn't be a chicken parma inspired pasta, it would be more of a pasta napolitana with chicken schnitzel. That's why I chose pan frying my chicken breast in bacon fat like so instead. So now I'm just gonna turn the heat down to low and let my chicken cook on the skin side for about 3 to 4 minutes. And in the meantime, I can start preparing for the sauce by slicing 3 cloves of garlic and half an onion. After about 3 to 4 minutes on the skin side, the chicken skin should already be crispy like that. So all you need to do is just to flip it and cook it for a further 3 to 4 minutes on the other side. And while waiting, you can start cutting your bacon as well. You can cut it any way you like. For me, the perfect size will be these chunky strips. And when you're done, just set it aside until needed. Also, around this time, your Parmesan crisps should be ready. It should look crispy and a bit dry, and you should be able to pick it up from the baking tray like so without damaging it. And when you have that, you can just let it rest in the oven. Just make sure the oven is off at this point. This will allow the Parmesan crisps to dry even more. So going back to the chicken, after the second 3 to 4 minutes on the meat side, I usually like to turn it back onto the skin side just for a further 2 minutes, just to let it go a bit crispier. And remember, we're cooking the chicken further in the sauce, so you don't want the chicken to be fully cooked at this point. So having a little bit pink in the middle is alright. So now, still using the same pan and same bacon fat, we're gonna start sauteing our onions and garlic. That's the beauty of this dish. You don't even need more oil because you already have the bacon fat, which is already super flavorful. And on top of that, you ensure maximum flavor by cooking everything in the same pan. So now to the garlic and onion, we're just gonna add 1 star anise and 2 bay leaves. Then just continue cooking them until the onion turns slightly brown. When the onion is ready, we're just gonna add 140 grams of tomato paste or tomato puree, whatever you call it. Then just cook them off together for about 1 to 2 minutes, just to take the raw edge off from the tomato puree. And now we're just gonna season it with a teaspoon of smoked paprika powder, a pinch of salt, and black pepper. And after that, you can add in 200 grams of canned tomato along with a can full of water. And now we're just gonna bring it up to the boil, stirring occasionally. And when it started boiling like that, we can move our pan with the sauce to the lower heat and use the higher heat to cook the pasta. So what I like to do is just to boil up the water in the kettle first, which will make this process much faster at this stage. And to the boiling water, I'm just gonna do the usual drill, add in some olive oil and a big pinch of salt. Then in goes the pasta. I'm using about 250 grams of penne today, but you can use any pasta you like as usual. It doesn't really matter what kind of pasta you use, as long as you cook it properly until al dente. So yeah, now all you have to do is just to keep watching the pasta and the sauce, stirring occasionally. And while we're waiting for that, we can just start cutting our chicken. So cutting the chicken itself is a bit of personal preference. I prefer to slice it a little bit thick like this, just so the chicken can retain a lot of its moisture. And as you can see here, my chicken is still a little bit pink in the middle, and that's fine because we're gonna cook it once again in the sauce. So once you're done with the chicken, just transfer it back onto a plate. And when your pasta is about 2 minutes away from being done, just transfer the sauce back to the higher heat. Then you can drain the pasta, but not completely, just leave about 1 cup of pasta water in there and just drip them together into the sauce. The reason for that is because we're gonna continue cooking the pasta for the last 2 minutes in the sauce. So we don't want the sauce to dry out in the process because the pasta is gonna absorb some more moisture. Besides, the pasta water is already seasoned, so it's perfect for seasoning the sauce even further. Then you can start adding the chicken back into the sauce, give it a good mix. My chicken is about 1 minute away from being perfectly cooked, so it's just perfect timing for the chicken to go in since the pasta is only 1 minute away as well. And also don't forget to add in those accumulated juices on the plate. You don't want to miss out on any of those chicken juice. So you see what I'm doing here, right? This recipe is about maximum flavor and minimum dishes. And at this point, the bay leaves and the star anise should have already done their job. So it's time to fish them out and we can start adding in our bacon. I'm just gonna leave a little bit of bacon on the plate just for garnish later on. And now since everything is almost fully cooked, I'm just gonna add 50 grams of Parmesan cheese into the sauce, followed by some fresh basil. You don't really need to do much to the basil, you just need to tear them up. And after that, it's time to taste for seasoning. I feel like mine needs a little bit more salt and black pepper. But from this point on, it's gonna be about personal preference because you already seasoned the pasta enough at earlier stage. Then after adjusting the seasoning, you can turn the heat off and we can start plating. Just ladle everything onto the plate, make sure you get everything, the bacon, the chicken, all those good stuff. And you might be wondering why did we make some Parmesan crisps in the beginning. This is just to mimic the chicken parma flavor and also texture to give it a little crunch. This is why I didn't bother making schnitzel at all, because I already got the crunch element done. So just scatter the Parmesan crisps in and around the pasta, followed by some more fresh basil, and last but not least, the bacon pieces. And it's ready to serve. So yeah, there you have it guys, my chicken Parmigiana inspired pasta.
I hope you find that simple pasta recipe interesting, and if you did, please leave this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter to get the latest update on my videos. And here are links to my previous videos, so don't forget to check that out as well. Links and measurements gonna be in the description box below, and if you have anything that you wanna see me cook in this channel, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll get right to it. And yeah, that will be all for today. See you next week with another pasta recipe. Bye!